Welcome in, everybody, to Fantasy Pros MLB. This is Leading Off Live. It is me, Joey P. Joe P's up here with me, of course, is the Welsh. And it's all of you, the Peanuts and the Cracker Jacks, here on a lovely Tuesday. We are excited about the All-Star break coming. Everyone gets a little bit of a breath. We get to look at a lot of the prospects in the futures game. Next week, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the prospects entering Major League Baseball next week, too. So make sure you're subscribing to the channel. You're joining us on Twitch, where you can watch all of those recordings live. That's right, on our Twitch Fantasy Pros. That's the place to be, twitch.tv/fantasypros. And, of course, you can always subscribe to the YouTube channel here, Fantasy Pros MLB. And if you do, you might get a chance to win this amazing Juan Gonzalez jersey. That's right, going Juan. Someday soon, this jersey will be courtesy of pristineauction.com. Again, subscribe to the channel, like the video, drop your comments below, and just like that, this could be yours. Welsh, let's dive right in. A lot of D-backs to talk about today.
Yeah.
I want to start with Zach Gallen, because in his last 3 starts, he's 2-1 with a sub-3 ERA. He's got 19 strikeouts in his last 2 games. Zach Gallen, is he good at baseball again? What happened?
Yeah, I said on this show yesterday, he could come out and throw a no-hitter, and I'm not going to be like, okay, I was kind of wrong. Like, no. Like, Zach Gallen is still not in trustworthy range. But I will say this. This start had the pieces where we go, oh, the last start, I just still wasn't buying a lot of it. It's great. I mean, San Diego Contra, I want to point out, went through like a 4-game stretch where it was like 2 ERA, everything was amazing, and then he kind of fell apart. This start has some really interesting pieces that make my my ears perk a little bit. And I kind of wonder if maybe there's a little bit of like, you're getting shipped out of town and there's a little bit extra oomph coming up here.
If you want out of here, kid, you better start pitching better.
Yeah, maybe.
Otherwise, we can't trade your ass.
Something along that. But
exactly
one of the biggest things that stood out from this start, velo increase. Cutter almost 2 miles per hour harder. Fastball almost a full mile per hour harder, and he threw his slider 1.5 miles harder. We haven't seen that all season long. We've seen him touch 95, and then he simmers down around 93. He was averaging over 94 on the fastball in this one. And then you come over, something I picked on in his last start was like, all right, good results, but these Giants were swinging through this curveball that he wasn't throwing in the zone. He did this kind of same thing again, but the fastball with an increased velo and a 60% zone percentage rate. That's one of the best he's had all year. That's been his problem. He can't throw freaking fastballs for strikes. He threw them for strikes. He threw it harder. And then the curveball and changeup wasn't even remotely close in the zone, but he still got his whiffs. He ended up having 7 of 11 swings be whiffs. That's a 64% whiff rate on his curveball. It was nasty. The zone pitch, if you go on Baseball Savant or anywhere that has like, the pitch track and where everything was, just a really good fastball and cutter were just covering the entire zone. And then he just dropped his off-speed stuff. I will admit, this is the one where I'm going to like I'm a little perked up. I'm like, maybe Zach Gallen is back, whether he stays or he's traded. If he can maintain this velo increase, okay, then I'm in and I'm willing to accept.
He could throw a no-hitter. He could go in there and, clean my whole house and
that'd be awesome.
Paint my home, fix the garbage disposal, and I still won't believe in Zach Gallen.
I still don't believe. It's 3 stupid starts.
You're intrigued.
I'm intrigued.
All right.
Yes, I am.
That's good. Look, we can always change and evolve. That's one of the beautiful things about life.
Yeah, you have to. It's baseball.
Corbin Carroll showed some signs of life. He doubled and tripled, so that's a good sign. Signs of death for the bullpen for the Diamondbacks. We're going to save that for later. We'll save that for the injuries. We'll talk about that in a bit. Freddy Peralta was great yesterday. His 10th W. Paul Skeens wishes he had 10 wins. He shut out the Dodgers yesterday for 6 innings. Peralta struck out 7, walked 1. He now has 5 straight starts with a W, so Peralta's been fantastic. The Brewers scored 7 runs on Yamamoto, who lasted just 2/3 of an inning. I don't want to make too much of the blow-up here in Yamamoto, but a great start for Peralta, a terrible outing for Yamamoto where everything that could go wrong just did. Sometimes you just have that kind of night at the office. Is that a window to buy on Yamamoto? I doubt it, but at the same time, it was definitely chilling if you're a Yamamoto manager.
Yeah, and the matchup is what was so exciting, and I think Yamamoto had all of the the coverage across the board, but like he was bound to have some type of regression-y stuff, and And Peralta wasn't like, neither one of these guys had double-digit whiffs, by the way. Like, they were just efficient. There was just efficiency that was out there. But Yamamoto still solid, still a sub-3 expected ERA. K percentage is around 28%. He's just walking a little bit more. Let's kind of see where this goes. But the Dodgers are getting reinforcements here very, very soon.
Look, BD saying we're halfway to 6 starts for Gallen. That is a Jack Leiter specific rule, okay? That was only for Zach Gallen has challenged for Cy Youngs. Zach Gallen has been a fantasy ace. Zach Gallen has earned respect that a couple good starts. You can go, okay, well, maybe things are going well. That's what you do.
Like, I feel bad. Like McGrady up there, it was like drop Gallen when Welsh said he was garbage. Cry face. Like,
I didn't bring it up, but
No, you can put that because guess what?
He was garbage.
Zach Gallen has been absolutely. You know that show, Are You Garbage? Yes, Zach Gallen.
I thought you were gonna do Zach Morris is trash. Zach Gallen is trash.
I actually did that meme. I love that concept, by the way. Zach Gallen has been trash this whole season, and then all of a sudden he went on. What was it? Pardon my take.
Last 3 days.
Went to Chicago and he's found his stuff, but he's been garbage all year long. He deserves, at this point, the turn of a little bit more attention because of his history, but like, you can't go 10 plus starts and just be absolute garbage and us be like, garbage is going to turn it around. Like, no, he's been garbage, but there's always the possibility. This is why, like, I can't quit Sandy, because they're massively talented pitchers. And it's like, it's not unreasonable to think that they could turn this around in the second half, but nothing has shown us, and nothing on Zach Gallen has shown us anything positive for me until this one. But yes, I am lining up to get ready to be hurt by Zach Gallen. But guess what? Probably won't be with the Diamondbacks.
Did you ever see Mark Paul Gosselaar watching Zach Morris's trash or talking?
No,
it's very funny.
Does it ever?
He thinks it's brilliant.
Yes.
He's got so much self-awareness. He's like, it's the funniest thing ever. He's like, it's totally true. You look back on it, he's like, what were they thinking about? And he goes on the whole big rant about it, about how brilliant this concept is.
There are a few, there's things in life that you're just like, damn, why didn't I come up? They're just so brilliant if you guys haven't seen it, the Zach Morris is trash on YouTube. Like, it's
like the guys who came up with the Cobra Kai thing. Remember, because years ago that was a YouTube video where Johnny is Johnny's the hero of Karate Kid, and here's why. And it was one of the funniest YouTube videos I ever saw someone do. And then somebody was like, yeah, why don't we turn that into a show?
but more so even the Zach Morris thing, to like any guy could have just sat there, re-edited and done that and created this entire vibe. It's a brilliant thing.
You have to have the vision. Darvish, he had vision for 3 2/3 innings, 5 strikeouts. He got to his 3,000th career strikeout between the Japanese League and the Major League, so that's a pretty cool milestone for him. Jacob deGrom worked 5 innings. Not the best start for him, but again, he's been so good. 3 runs, no decision against the Angels. So again, it wasn't the best, but eventually I think he had to, have a turkey in there somewhere. We'll keep an eye on it, though. I mean, he's approaching 100 innings, right? So it's like, maybe we're getting a little worried here. I don't know. Is the fatigue setting in? All-Star break coming at a good time. Jose Ramirez is the 15th home run of the season off Colton Gordon. Bobby Witt has been salvaging his season lately. He has 11 straight games with a hit after a terrible June, 2 for 3 with a homer yesterday. And we talked about this on yesterday's show. So more information about the Tampa Bay Rays situation with Drew Rasmussen and Joe Boyle. Apparently, they're going to be a tag team moving forward. So obviously, Rasmussen's been terrific. 89 innings already on the year, though. Way more than he had last year. A 2.82 ERA. But he's got 3 elbow surgeries under his belt already. So they're trying to keep him at 150 innings. So he's got about, 60 left in the tank, right? That's where we're talking about.
I think they wanted to cap it like 150. So,
well, 150 is the cap. He's at 89. So there you go. That's quick math is 60. So
there you go.
Joe Boyle is the guy who's probably going to be more in line for wins. Joe Boyle becomes, I think, a very interesting piece here if you can manage it properly. So I know this is a pitcher that we've talked about in prospecting before, but I thought this was very illuminating. And once again, FantasyPros MLB was ahead of the curve here. If you watched the trade show last week, Welsh and I talked about Drew Rasmussen. We talked about Clay Holmes. We talked about Bibee. It's like, I don't care how good it is. Eventually, time comes for us all, and so do innings limits. And they have now come for Drew Rasmussen.
Yeah, I mean, here's the only there's a slight negative out there, negative to a positive. Today, I believe Shane McClanahan is going to go and start a rehab assignment. Now, here's the positive. If Joe Boyle and Drew Rasmussen are tied together, it really shouldn't matter. Like, no other pitcher or McClanahan shouldn't affect Boyle because those two are tied. But in theory, like, if they have to start making some decisions, there could be somebody else that takes it for a little bit. And then if Drew Rasmussen is going to up his innings, Joe Boyle would be gone. So like there's a little bit of diciness, especially if McClanahan comes back, which by the way, if you're in a league and McClanahan is sitting out there, probably a pretty good time to go pick him up just in case. But I think Boyle, I think I said this yesterday, Boyle's good for like 2 or 3 starts right now. Like I'm going to kind of lock into this. The strikeout rates look good. He's in line for some wins. The Rays are playing well. Like someone asked Boyle or Sheehan. I'm going to go Boyle because Glasnow is going to start tomorrow and Sheehan is probably going to be the guy that's going to get the boot. So I think you can pick up Boyle and be like, all right, I got 2 or 3 starts to figure this out. And if he is lights out, then, you know, maybe nothing changes. Maybe like Boyle is the one that sticks around.
Boyle or Sheehan from Fife.
Yeah, that's what I just said. I would.
And Fife is resubbed, I believe, today too. So thanks, P5. I like this one. Joe Boyle rules. Joe Boyle rules. It's a good one there. Did you say Shane McClanahan is starting rehab soon?
Huh.
Is that what you said? Will?
We have a new one. Yes, he's going to start a rehab assignment, I believe, today.
Well, Shane McClanahan. One man leaves, another enters rehab. It's been a while, old friend. It's good to see you. You see what we did to Brandon Woodruff. Come to rehab. We have cookies here. Everything's going to be fantastic. It's going to be so great, you'll never want to leave. There you go.
Probably bring that bit back here in a little bit when we get to the injuries, though.
By the way, he is never getting. You're not going to see Shane McClanahan this year. I don't think. I'd be shocked.
Well, you don't wait. You don't think we're going to see Shane McClanahan in the majors?
I'd be shocked.
As the kids say, bet. Like, what do you mean? He's doing a rehab assignment in complex ball. You just think he's going to get rehurt? Your little creepy monster is going to get him?
Well, he's had 2 Tommy Johns, and now he's got some nerve issue. I'm just saying he's like a ticking time bomb. I can't. The nerve issue was very scary because I don't think there's any way to it's not like something you're going to repair. You got to rest and hope it gets better. Like there's very little you could do for that. And to me, this is a sign of a guy. There was a couple pitchers in the pantheon of pitching injuries. If you recall, remember the epidemic of thoracic outlet syndrome?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
They just killed people's careers. I feel like
what happened to that, by the way?
It was the hottest. Anyone who was anyone had thoracic outlet syndrome in the mid 2000s, right? It was like, you remember that? Like New York's hottest club was thoracic outlet syndrome.
Be like one of those.
They've
like,
got everything.
Do you have
Tommy
a strain?
John surgeries.
Do you have a strain? No, I have thoracic outlet syndrome.
Genesis Cabrera thongs. This club's got everything. Let's get to transactions. Chase DeLander got sent down to AAA. Wah, wah, but it's probably just because of the All-Star break, most likely. Anthony Roman Anthony. Let's kick off our rookie Lookie. 2 for 5, another homer. So again, one of our buy lows a couple weeks ago on the trade show. Just gotta buy on principle sometimes and just trust the talent. Bubba Chandler. It's been a while since we talked about Bubba. Welsh kind of swore him off. He was done. He's like, no more Bubba. I'm sick of it.
Well, it's just like
innings in AAA.
What are we gonna do? Like, what are we gonna? Everyone's like, when's Bubba gonna come up? Clearly, I don't know. Clearly, you don't know. Clearly, the Pirates don't know. That's a really good start. As I think I mentioned, he was invited to the Futures game. Obviously, he declined because he was never on the roster. I think that's a multitude of things. I think this could be a good break. The likeliness would be after the All-Star break that maybe he could come up to the majors. But as I said before, if an organization
when Keller gets traded, maybe that's what happens.
Yes, but if an organization wants to be really cheeky about it, what you would do is you would wait until September, and you would not let them accrue 40 days on the major league roster or the 50 innings pitched, so he could be rookie eligible next year. And then they have him break camp, and then he could be available for the PPI, which would be an extra first-round pick. That would be a very frugal, cheeky way to approach prospects. And why not at this point? You're one of the worst teams in baseball. You're kind of a disaster. And who else do you have vying for that? So I personally, as much as it sucks, I feel like that's the way to do it. All of that said, all of like the logic, he'll probably be up right after the All-Star break, lose all of that eligibility. But he's just we don't know. Like, I can't even begin to try to guess what the hell's going on with Bubba Chandler. But at least he had a good start. That kind of opens it up. And Mitch Keller would be a very likely thing once he gets traded.
Big Dan's just finally realized that I look like the lead singer of Disturbed.
Just now?
just now, which is a great compliment, by the way. He's a great guy. Love that guy.
He's better than John Lackey.
Yeah. Mike.
Oh, no. He threw right at it. Oh, get down with the sickness.
Way better than John Lackey. Yuri or Will Warren. Yuri or Will Warren. It's Yuri for me. Let's go. I'm manifesting Yuri today. We'll get to the bets in just a second. More rookie news, though, because the 2024 class continues to just not be stopped. It's unbelievable. JJ Weatherholt, another one of my favorite things from last year's draft. He's slashing 300, 425, 466. He just got promoted to AAA from the AA. He's got 7 homers, 14 steals. Another one of these quick rising prospects, and hopefully for the Cardinals sooner than later. Robert Hassel, since he's been sent down, has been really good, by the way. Solo homer, 2 for 4. Interesting buy low in Dynasty on him. He had gone 21 for 63 in the 16 games since being sent down with 4 homers, 12 RBI, and 4 steals. So Welsh, I see this as a huge opportunity in Dynasty where Hassel came up. He didn't do very well, gets sent down. People not maybe realizing how good it's gone for him since.
Yeah, I think Robert Hassel, I want to see him back. I want to see them make room for him to be out there. Power speed combo. He's surprised. He changed his approach. I thought in some of that early stints, he looked pretty good. Kind of a firecracker out there, sent back down to kind of rework it. The Nationals are probably, there's so much going on with them because it's like, they didn't win the games. They're not that much better than the Pirates at this point. They're that far down.
They had more expectations that this would be a step forward, and it wasn't.
Yeah,
it hasn't been.
Well, also because you had Mackenzie Gore take a big step up. James Wood looks like an absolute superstar, but then wrapped in it is the really disappointing Dylan Cruz season that's going on, and maybe the rest of the pitching. And then you've got this do we want major leaguers? Do we want rookies? The draft coming up, and then they just they fire the manager, they fire Rizzo. I think all of these things are tied in together. The Nationals are probably battling with how many young guys do we want to have on this team? Brady House is up, and Brady House looks really good right now. Mm-hmm. Do they want Hassel in? They've essentially got their minor league system up. But I think that maybe is holding them back from just making that full commitment. But you know what? After the All-Star break, I kind of think we should see Robert Hassel again for the rest of the year.
I don't think you can hold CJ Kifus back much longer, too. 2 for 4 with him, a run scored. Carlos Santana, they got a DFA or trade or something. Just move on here. Rumor mill, Jason Stark has been a busy boy. He says Jarren Duran is the most likely player to be moved from that outfield in Boston, which makes sense. Yoshida also came back, so things are getting real crowded over there. And he also said Josh Naylor could be a major trade deadline target for a lot of teams, which isn't breaking news, but he's getting paid to say things like that. So that's cool.
I agree with both of those. So
I agree with both of those too. But I mean, that's kind of stuff that we've known for a month. So I don't know why that's news.
Well, I know. I think the Duran thing, hearing that, by the way, Yoshida was working at first a little bit. So that'll be interesting. But there clearly seems to be.
Everybody's working at first for the Red Sox.
Well, everybody but Devers.
Bill Buckner is going to be taking ground balls at first base for them.
But the Duran stuff, there clearly seems to be an organizational management disconnect with who he is. They don't seem to love him. So it still feels like the likely destination is something like the Padres. Yeah. And Naylor is the way the Diamondbacks can maybe soft. They don't trade Eugenio. Maybe they keep one of those pitchers and they just kind of soft move a couple pieces while still trying to compete in the wild card. I think that's a possibility. But winning against the Padres makes that weird. So
this I did see.
I heard this. Yeah.
BD. So apparently Will Clark was supposed to come to first, to work out with Devers at first base, and Devers no-showed. Now, I believe Will Clark because Will Clark is about as honest and almost forthright to forthright, no filter.
Did you see he's on a podcast with Eric Burns?
Oh, with Eric Burns.
Oh, that's a wild podcast.
The clips from there are hilarious. Yeah. They are just hysterical, and it's great. They're having a good time. They're doing. Why did Eric Burns leave MLB Network? What happened there? It used to be the one personality they had that had energy. They're hey, I don't know. Too much energy and smiling. Why don't you sit down with that? But yeah, I mean, hilarious if that Devers thing is true, which it might be. Fun facts about Taylor Trammell, 3-run homer, his first MLB homer since 2023. Welsh, dude, finally, late sleeper. Andrew Vaughn, he came up and he hit a 3-run homer off Yamamoto yesterday. He went on a nice little day there for Andrew Vaughn, the newest Milwaukee Brewer, especially now that Rhys Hoskins hit the IL. And
he did an interview yesterday where he got called back up and all their media were interviewing. It was Like, I forget about this because I've been around him a bunch with the White Sox. He has such an empty look in his face at all times. He's sitting there in the dugout and he's just staring out, and they're asking him question after question. And he gave the most ridiculous 2.5 minute nothing. Yeah, we got to work one day at a time and take it one day. Like every single question, he turned it back to like, just got to do my job and do it one day at a time. It was the most nothing burger of an interview. One of the worst interviews I've ever seen. Just had lifeless interview.
Yeah. He's like, do you know that meme of that guy who's like, it's like a work thing. Like how to engage the guests at the restaurant. He's like the guy at the carving station who's like trying to make small talk. Have you ever seen this guy?
Mm-hmm.
If you've seen this guy, you know what I'm talking about. The chat, I guarantee you somebody with the Peanuts and Cracker Jack knows. and it's a real thing from like the early 90s where this guy's like, hey, sure is hot out there, huh? And he's like,
that's Andrew Vaughn. Yeah, put Andrew Vaughn's face on that.
He's like, boy, oh boy, it sure must be nice to get some vacation time for you and the family, huh? Or like
taking it one day at a time.
Oh my God, it's so good. Oh, there you go. He knows. Jimmy knows. Lasagna is my favorite. Have you tried it? Yes, that's the one. That's the one. Have you tried the lasagna? It's my favorite. That's Andrew Vaughn. We got to get this meme. I don't know if Callie and Seth can find this meme. If you can find it, we could show it on the show right now today. By the end of the show, that'd be fantastic. Let me know. Also, it's not every day that you get your first. And yesterday was a first for our boy Dickie Fitz. Richard Fitz got his first major league victory. Very proud. We're all very proud of him here at the show. Slow clap for the Dick Fitz. And 5 2/3. Hey, it's against the Rockies. We'll take it. We'll take it, baby. 3 up and 3 down. Manny Machado hit a homer. 3 for 5 for him. He has 2,000th hit yesterday, too.
The almost Diamondback. Did you see that story, by the way? Just want to throw this out. Fascinating story on ESPN. And only reason I read it was Jeff Passan quote tweeted it. And he said it was all about the trade deadline and kind of the craziness that's gone on and rumors and stuff. And he goes, I learned in this article that Manny Machado was almost a Diamondback. And there was another one I'm forgetting about, but in this article, it talks about how in 2018, the Arizona Diamondbacks had a deal in place for Manny Machado.
That's crazy.
But it would have cost Jazz Chisholm, which would have meant the Diamondbacks would have never gotten Zach Gallen on their team. And then obviously he's now incredible again.
Where would we be without Zach Gallen?
Yeah, but it would have been weird.
I saw the same thing today. Another one where it said Christian McCaffrey was almost a Ram, where they offered up like their entire draft for Christian McCaffrey.
So I could listen to that stuff all day long. Yeah. If you gave me a show Monday through Friday, 30 minutes of like what could have been, you could just give me like 2 players.
Machado hit his 2,000th hit against the pitcher he would have prevented D-Max from getting.
Yeah. Oh, that there's a great connection. The team he would have gone to against the pitcher that they never would have got in an alternate universe.
My God, all the timelines.
Incursions.
Snipping everywhere. All right. The other ups, Corey Seager, 2-run home run. Another one of our buy lows from the trade video. Cristopher Sanchez held the Giants to just 1 run of 7 strong innings. He's been fantastic. No decision for him, but God, he's been good. Kikuchi, of course, I picked him up to stream him in the league, and of course, 4 runs, 5 innings. Boo. Tanner Bibee, 4 runs and 4 2/3, and Colton Gordon, 5 runs and 5 2/3. No bueno for him. Injuries. Bad news for Hunter Green managers. He was scratched with renewed discomfort. Now, renewed discomfort, again, maybe we're being cautious. Maybe it's just, okay, you got to work through the discomfort. Or maybe it's a bigger problem. I don't know, Welsh.
Yes, maybe it is a bigger problem. Come here, Hunter Green. Live in my world. You'll never come to the majors.
But yeah, definitely. We have the video, by the way. So after home run calls.
Hunter Green is truthfully, by the way, our new Brennan Woodruff.
I hope not, but
yes.
The Reds pitching staff is really good in the next 2 years. Tobias Myers, 6 scoreless innings for him. He struck out 8. He didn't walk anybody. He was also hitting 98 miles an hour on the radar gun, which is not a Tobias Myers speed. He's more like a 92 to 94 kind of guy. So I thought that was kind of interesting. You've got Cortez coming back. You got Myers coming back. Unfortunately, I think Chad Patrick's swan song is done. Like, he's been really good, but they're going to move on. And I'm telling you, those Brewers, they're going to pitch. I keep saying it. Nobody wants to hear it in April, May. Nobody wants to hear it in June. It's July. I don't know if you hear me now, but
a lot of national reports too out that I'm forgetting who it was, but it was like a tweet I saw from some national reporter that was like the Brewers are like one big bat away.
Yeah, Josh Naylor or Suarez. It's one of those guys.
Well,
who do you
want?
mean,
you've got
I'll play.
Hodgkins.
Okay, I'm gonna play. You can't have Mizorowski. I'm the Brewers GM. You're the Diamondbacks GM. Let's play a game. Okay, I got all these pitchers. I got all this stuff. I want Naylor or Suarez. Actually, I want them both. What are you gonna do for? What do you want for both?
I don't think the Diamondbacks do that.
Okay.
I mean, I think, but see, here's the problem. This is the problem with those in general. I know what you're doing. Like, those are expiring contract guys. So it's like, it's going to be like a AAA or maybe a really low A prospect, maybe a guy I've been seeing out here. Probably like, you're not getting low. Someone just said, Logan, you're not getting anything of worth out there. The Diamondbacks have to be motivated to do it. So they could get a Josh Naylor, I believe, and it would probably just cost like a lowish prospect. They're not getting Cooper Pratt. They're not getting Eric Batanti, but there's like this kid, Josh Adaminsky, I think I'm forgetting, a shortstop. It'd probably be something like that, but I don't think the Diamondbacks are not trading both. And also, they got Rhys Hoskins, so I'm not sure that the Brewers are in the market that's where they want to do. Eugenio Suarez would be an incredible Brewer, and that's the guy maybe they come full court press on. And maybe it does cost a little bit of a bigger name, maybe a Mike Bovee or something, maybe Eric Batanti. I don't know.
All right. I will say that I think if I'm the Diamondbacks, I want Suarez because third base is really the hole.
You mean the Brewers?
If I'm the Brewers, right? Excuse me.
Yeah. No, I think that's a need for them.
Suarez is the guy that I want. Naylor would be a plus, but you got Hoskins, you got Andrew Vaughn at the carving station. Ketel Marte, right groin tightness. He was out yesterday. Shelby Miller, he's going to be out for a while. Right forearm strain. We all know what that means. So is Ginkel the guy to own? Is that it?
Yeah, he got the save the first night. He's the only guy left. Truthfully, like they've just burned through them all.
Puck, Shelby Miller,
Justin Martinez.
Yeah,
they just burn. I mean, they're just like burning through them all. Kevin Ginkel was a closer option in the preseason. Torey Lovello is just loves the guy. It will be Kevin Ginkel for better, for worse. That's also a reason, like, you feel comfortable with Diamondback starters. They have no bullpen whatsoever. They tried to start giving it away last night, but Ginkel will get some saves. So go look at him. And the Shelby Miller stuff is kind of a blow to them in general. But and Ketel looks like he's okay, by the way. Someone was asking that he just had some tightness, and it looks like he's going to be back in today. So
Jesse Winker won for 2 walks and a 2-run homer, AAA yesterday. So they need him back. They need that fire of Jesse Winker. The Mets could use him. Michael King goes to 60-day IL. Again, things not looking good for him.
Nerve issues.
Schmidt got activated. Nerve issues bad. Tyler Glasnow is going to be activated Wednesday. As we said, that was actually confirmed today. And we predicted it on Monday, and that was so. The Dodgers put Kiki Hernandez on the 10-day IL with an elbow inflammation. Pablo Lopez should begin a throwing program soon. Bailey Ober also could return in the early second half. I don't know if the Twins want to see him. Shane Bieber faced minor league hitters on Saturday. We'll see how that goes. Yoshida, we mentioned earlier. He could be activated tomorrow. And Luis Garcia of the Astros making a rehab start in the Florida Compex League on Monday. So that's very exciting for the Astros. It's time, everybody, for the best bets
of the day.
With Joey B and the Welsh. All right, let's get to it. We've got the Houston Astros run line -1.5 plus money with Hunter Brown at home against the Cleveland Guardians and that slap nut offense. Yeah, let's go. Let's do it. I told you I was manifesting Yuri Perez. I'm going to do it again today. Put my money where my mouth is. Over 5.5 strikeouts, -106 there for him against the Reds. And then Juan Soto, RBI time, +105. Welsh, what do you have for the people?
All right, 2-1 yesterday. We didn't get the Jason or Jansen junk, but we got the Cristopher Sanchez strikeouts, and we did.
The junk got you. That's what
happened. And by the way,
you get the junk. Sometimes the junk gets you.
I didn't put my my bet for the over in the Diamondbacks Padres game in until super late. I swear to God, I put it in. I'm like, okay, got the bet in, and then looked. Ketel Marte scratched instantly, and I was like, you got to be kidding me. I'm like, geez, but it's still cash, so that was nice. So today I got a couple first fives. We got the Dodgers first 5 money line and Seattle first 5 money line. I'm definitely into both of these. Dodgers matchup, Seattle, Logan Gilbert, and not having, close to like even-ish money. Some of these first fives, you very, very seldom see like a Dodgers that's this close, and usually it's going to be due to a pitching matchup. Mizorowski is holding this back. So this is Kershaw versus Mizorowski. Mizorowski showed a little bit of life on why, there could be some questions. He's walking a little bit. Kershaw's giving up a lot of contact, but there's kind of a team context there. I love the idea of backing the Dodgers here against Mizorowski and getting, minus 115. And then, like I said, the same thing on the other first 5. Backing Logan Gilbert. That's just the pure play, regardless of them playing against the Yankees. Will Warren does have a 5 ERA. I still think he's relatively solid, but Logan Gilbert and the Padres, those are both of my first 5s. And then I'm going to Atlanta for the run line minus 1.5. Didier's out there, but it is against Jeffrey Springs. He is not a home dog. He got to get him on the road. At home, balls are flying, so I'm going to take Atlanta minus 1.5 at plus money, almost plus 130. Bing, bang, boom. Those are my bets.
All I kept hearing was that music over your talking the whole time.
You like the Dodgers? They're good.
Like the Dodgers? Boy, that Ohtani, he's really something, huh?
Oh.
Creepy. Go place your bets on FanDuel, fantasypros.com/leading off. Bet $5, win $250 if your first bet hits, and download the Betting Pros app. Bet smarter, not harder, and get the premium tools for 7 straight days for free over when you use the promo code leading off when you download the BP app. Let's take a look at the home run board that I'm never going to be on this year. Depressing. Wonky Penguins there at 30. Tight at the top there. Sosa jersey up for grabs still. Autograph from Pristine Auction. 26 is the new baseline to crack the board. And I'm going to try to get Juan Soto against the Orioles today. What are you going with, Welshie?
Ronald Acuna, just going. I'm back in the Braves. I'm going against Jeffrey Springs. So give me Acuna in Sacramento, baby.
There you have it. That'll do it for us. But the story of the game goes on for the Welsh. I'm Joey P. We'll see you next time, kids. Should have this music over there.
You like Ronald Acuna? He can hit the ball far.
Hey there. Ow. Tommy John surgery. That's a real pain, isn't it? So uncomfortable.